After you log in, you'll be on your EzGCM page, and the first thing you want to do then is go to this Run Simulations button here and click on that. That takes you to the first component of EzGCM. And I want to do create a plot in which we're running two simulations at the same time. So if you go to the simulations list that's on the left-hand side here, if you click on the IPCC run and the simulation called Modern Predicted SST, hold down the Shift key, you can select two. Now surface air temperature is the default that's selected, but just to be clear as to how you work the interface, you want to, after you've selected your simulations that you're going to run, you select a variable that you will animate as the simulations run. So if I click on surface air temperature then, and then I click on the play button at the top of this column here, and that runs the simulations. And as the simulations run, you see the surface air temperature plot being created. There's two simulations here. There's the purple one here is the modern predicted run. This is our control run. The temperature's not changing very much. The blue line here is the IPCC run. It's a global warming run with CO2 forcing increasing over time. And you can see how the temperature increases. We can run this animation multiple times by, first of all, just going and clicking on the stop button. That gets rid of this text screen over here. And again, let's click on the same two simulations again. Hold down the Shift key. Let up the Shift key before you move down to the climate variables section. And now click on the carbon dioxide variable and hold on the Shift key and click on the surface air temperature variable. Now our plot actually shows two different, or our plot area here shows two different variables. And when I click on the play button to run the simulations again, I see time series for the two variables being animated at the same time, so you can compare two variables from the two runs. So in this case, we see that the atmospheric carbon dioxide from the control run, as we intended, is constant, and therefore the temperature is not changing very much. There's some small variability, but in comparison, the CO2 forcing for the IPCC run in blue here shows how the CO2 increases over time, and the temperature is increasing over time as a result of that CO2 increase. We could click on the stop button again and go back, and if we wanted, we could pick multiple variables. Let's say I just stay with the same two experiments. But now I click on carbon dioxide, surface air temperature, ocean ice cover, for example, and precipitation, just as examples. Now we see four different variables plotted, and again run the simulations, and we can compare four different variables at the same time in this window. So this is the first component of EzGCM. It's the Run Simulations component, and it allows you to see the time series of a variety of variables as the simulations run.